Hello and welcome back to DROD RPG 2. We're going to make a second attempt at the challenge mode of level 2. We do have a save here and an extra for good measure.
Who are you?
Let's see here.
So we do have
It looks like you're
skeleton
bringing
key.
a skeleton key with you. Someone confident enough to take on such a challenge doesn't need my advice. So I have nothing more to say.
Alright, so yes, we do have the ability to buy... I think we can actually spend 30 grapples on the previous level, because we can spend 10 for 400 and 20 for 440.
The path appears.
Okay, so these numbers should be looking better already, because we're doing this same as we just did, but with 10 more attack. And also I'm recording this the same day as the previous episode, so I just took a break, drank some tea. So this should be fresh in my mind, so this should be the same as what we just did, only everything being easier. That's the idea. And hopefully that will translate into actually saving enough stuff to get through the crypt at the end. Right, so I do have to take these fights. There's no choice.
The mist has dropped that monster.
Because I have to do that. But the rest of this can skip for now.
Squishy.
Rock Golem can't be hurt. I wonder what the math is on this. 210 versus 160. So we're saving 50. Only taking 60. You know what? Instead of doing the math, I'll just do it this way. 978, okay.
Squishy, good. Ice.
928.
Squish.
Okay.
Ice.
I think this was the better option. A significant margin even. 50 health. Which is interesting, because I think the other option was better without the dagger. So, like, these are actually fairly well balanced. Okay, so last time we just spent a yellow key here.
What the grab is that thing?
However, coming in here with a little bit more in terms of health and resources and all that. Well, +2 attack does make a difference on tar babies. But not on you. So I think we actually just want to do this right now. Makes you cheaper. Also gives us very close to another 2, but we're probably buying a yellow key because...
Be careful around those evil eyes.
I don't think we have any way forward without a yellow key. Now... we could have fought you instead, but we're going to want to spend the Greckles on that eventually anyway. Is it worth spending the invisibility potion on this room, just to grab all the stuff right away? Part of the incentive for doing that last time was that the 4 attack made a huge difference because we didn't have the 10 attack. It gave us another yellow key, and it gave us a cushion on the health front right from the beginning. However, some of these, like this goblin, never actually gets cheaper. So it is potentially worth just taking out early on. 4 attack for you. I think we do want the defense up here. That's the thing. Before we really do much of anything. So that means getting through you. And then spending... either grabbing this key or grabbing a yellow key from elsewhere. think... Right, so the only reason it would make sense to spend the invisibility potion here, if we spend the yellow key, get the yellow key back right away. So if I'm making that choice, I'm doing it now. However, if I can save it, I think this room, for example, would be a very good room to just clear without having to take any fights. Where are the other ones? This one costs quite a bit as well. This one, obviously, although I think this one could be made cheaper, I'm not too concerned about it. This one? I mean, how much were these at the end? Were they... it was like 1,500 altogether, wasn't it, that I needed? So if I did this one off and then just I cleared everything else before then, that means I'm not using this gem to help with other parts of the level, though. This is a pretty big hit early on. So yeah, I don't think this is actually ideal. That's more if I'm desperate, then it makes sense. But here, I can still grab that. I mean 6 times 6 is 36. Only 24 for that. That gets cheaper though. Alright, and that gets me my defense early on. 4 does make you cheaper. Well, yeah, there's this defense, which, to be fair, no, you get cheaper. We got attack. Okay. So yeah, this room, not too bad. It's like 1,000 health by the time I actually get around to it. This room is pretty bad, and given that I get 6 attack right away just for doing it, which basically makes everything cheaper, it might actually just be worth doing. Confirmed that even with the dagger, you don't kill things. Alright, so with all those stats, that should make everything else easier. One attack does save me on this tar baby, but I think I just need the health and the 2 defense. Having the 2 defense is going to save me more than 37, I think, so I think I just do this. Alright, so now I can start doing stuff like that. Yeah, and this room's already looking quite a bit cheaper. This room's quite a bit cheaper. That's actually kind of expensive. If I don't need it, I'm not going to grab it right away. Extra keys there, not bad. Oh, hold on. Goblin cheaper in 1, 12. Yeah, it's probably worth it at this point. Just grab it so we have the defense, things hurt less. Now we need yellow keys. This room is a good source of yellow keys. Plus it gets me to attack. Evil Eye doesn't get cheaper for a bit. So we'll do that. And that 2 attack does make a difference on this room. Yeah, stuff just seems to be going more smoothly in general. So I do not have a spare blue key though. Which means I have to go through here. Which is fine, I have a few options. You're not getting cheaper for a while. Or if I go in here, I can get quite a bit of attack and some more resources. And access to more defense. Like, I do ultimately want to get through here. I don't think I have I do have 8 more attack available, so I could actually cut off the goblin by 1. But that's going to involve fighting this goblin. Who will be Misty, but that involves only if I fight this goblin. And I do get defense for it, but I think it makes more sense just to come up here. And just do this. So I get the 4 defense. You're not getting cheaper for a while. Might as well. I guess the other option is to consider doing this first. Well, fighting 3 of these. Yeah, hold on. If I don't fight this goblin right away, how does the mist act in this room? You're not cheaper, and you 2 are still expensive. If I do it this way, I can do this. Which gets me this right away. Which actually makes it plausible to get the goblin cheaper. Funnily enough. But again, that's going to involve either fighting a goblin or completing this room. And if I'm completing this room, probably want to take out these before or take out the goblin before I do this for the attack. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I could come in through like this. But this thing was only 400 health anyway. So by not doing it right now, even if I'm fighting it in the mist, I think I'm still saving. Because I don't need... well, I do need the blue key kind of early. Let's see what this looks like. 600. Yeah, but I'm getting the defense earlier. I think that's probably worth it. Okay. Still have a yellow key. Do need more health. That's pretty good. If I come in here, it's a little bit questionable. That is profitable though for the defense, even with the extra 500. Okay, that's barely profitable. I'm getting like 2 hit points. Or for the extra 50 rather, not 500. So I gain 2 health and 2 defense by just doing that right now. But that is the earliest I can do the defense. I still need 600, so I guess at this point... At this point, I just do this. Yeah, you are not really getting cheaper. I have a lot of Greckles. Although I'm about to spend a whole bunch of Greckles. I do need 2 yellow keys. I do get 1 from doing this room. 1 from fighting you. Be made cheaper. You can't really be made cheaper. So we'll grab that. I don't really want to buy the key. I mean, I could just fight the tar baby. That's always an option. You're only 300. I can't afford it. Which means I'm still short a yellow key. Okay, never mind. I need 1 more yellow key. Well, here's 1, which can be made cheaper by spending 40 for the attack. Which I don't want to do. But it does make a couple of fights easier. Because then I can just get the health and not worry about all this stuff for a bit. And I do need a 3rd yellow key. So... I think it is actually coming down to this. Whoops. Okay, well. Because this is 2 yellow keys, which gets me my blue key. And then I have the health for it, so I'll save the Greckles. And now I need 2 more yellow keys. I can get the 6 attack right away. Okay, Evil Eye and Tar Baby don't get cheaper anytime soon. I probably just grab the defense then. Could just grab the key there. This room has become profitable. Nothing gets cheaper anytime soon. We still... we grabbed the defense, right? Yeah. So we're caught up on defense. So what do we have in terms of attack? 6... 8 and... Oh, there's 2 defense there, actually. So there is 10 attack just lying around. We get 8 of those, goblins become cheaper. However... Oh, you're not coming cheaper anytime soon. Anytime soon is my catchphrase in this series, apparently. I want that defense as soon as possible. If I go through here, I'm not getting out. Okay, you're a ways off. So we'll just grab that, get the defense. And now we start grabbing attack. So again, Goblin could be cheaper with 8. Well, you're not going to be cheaper until I get 20. So I need a yellow key to get an attack gem, make you cheaper. So if I had a yellow key, could get you. And I already took that. Yeah. So I don't think I can get both goblins cheaper, unfortunately. That requires more resources than I have. I have to just pick one and get a yellow key to make the other one cheaper. Nothing else in here really cares. There is the rock column. 22, so yeah, the rock column doesn't really get cheaper either. $600, still a profit. Can get out. Alright, hit a goblin threshold. Also, I have a green key. I have 2 green keys. I want to just buy that. So I don't think there's any other immediate use for this. I might as well grab... that. Cheap health there. Okay, yellow, yellow. Lots of yellow key for health trades. I think all that's left back here is 2 attack. So as long as I can get through, I don't think... well, as long as I can get through and still have some health. Don't quite have enough to take on that tar baby. I would gain some health here. Yeah, you could conceivably be cheaper. Alright, I guess we just do this at this point. Right, because you guys don't get cheaper with attack at this point, because I one-shot you. There's not really any way to make that cheaper. Alright, we're up here. Attack still makes a difference. And we do want to get in here, which costs a yellow key. Which means that I guess we're doing this at this point. We got the yellow key, the rest of this can wait. Just have to remember there is 2 attack back there if I want it. Now you're 18. So yeah, as expected, with the mist, it does not matter. So we're probably still doing this. Okay, yeah, and we've gotten to a point where golems are a ways off from being cheaper. So we could spend. We could do this and get a bunch of health, but we need a bunch of health to get a bunch of health. And these 2 yellow keys are a much better trade than all the 1 for 600s. So we'll do that. There is still 5 attack on the level. Alright, where's my next defense gem at? Down here. Oh, 2 attack doesn't help with that room. I just spent all my yellow keys. Okay. You're only 3 hits. I probably didn't have enough health to do anything in here anyway. But now I do. So this is funny, because I think I fell for the bait the first time I was in this room and just covered it. You guys can still be made cheaper. You can't, though. Alright, so going through that room lets us get in here. At which point, I guess we're looking at 280 for each of the puffs. So 1,300 roughly, depending on what the giant falls to. If I get 1,300 health, I just clear this. So we're pretty close to actually just doing it. I do want the 6 attack though. Which I think there's exactly 6 because I left that. Yes. Alright, so I'm doing 6 attack before I get in there, which means I'm basically full clearing the rest of the level before I get in there. So I need enough health to take on a... How's our yellow key situation? We need to save 2 for the end, so you know what? I'm just going to assume that we're saving 2. Try not to spend any extra yellow keys. Before we do that, let's just get things set up. Is it better to fight you? Well, I guess we can quickly check. Right, so if I'm fighting you, you're 225. If I do this... You're 270. Okay, so we are better off not messing with you. I have to do you first if I don't want to take the hit. Counterproductive to do that. Alright. So I do need to spend the yellow key there. I'm just going to do it. And the other 2 accounted for. Green key. Might as well, I've got the Greggles. You will get cheaper if I get more attack. Okay, you guys would also get cheaper with more attack, but you are also guarding the last attack of the level. So I guess we're going to do that. I can come back for you later. Okay, I don't think you're getting cheaper, and all I can do is get a bunch more defense. So I might as well just grab it. What's in here? You guys. You could be made cheaper. I'm probably going to need to just grab the health, though. Alright, so I need this key. To get the key, I would like... So I can block if I want to have it grow to a very specific amount. Okay, I think what's actually going on here is that I want to do something like that. Yeah, because then I get here without having to pay for that. These monsters are there to give me a little bit more control over the mist, but I didn't need it. So that's the blue key. Blue key goes here. So I do not have enough health. I want to save everything. Okay, so since I do not have enough health, is this the last? Probably still don't have enough health. I'm gonna have to optimize harder. Because... Oh, I have an extra green key. Because I still have 2 green keys I can get. Okay. In that case, I have enough health. Which means that I could have saved a little bit. Grab that. And go into the next level with 0 keys. I can't say I'm a huge fan of that. But, I guess we're going in with 2 skeleton keys, so there is that. And right, defense doesn't matter for you, you're just expensive. And a speed potion, to be fair. But I'm spending 2 green and 2 yellow. Two green and 2 yellow.
It would appear you did not choose the afterlife. Understandable, but disappointing.
I hope to remain in the mortal realm for a while yet. I still have my captive countrymen to rescue. Have you seen them anywhere, by chance?
Sorry, the only future I can foresee is your ultimate demise, which will be hastened if you continue to collect all my keys. I have a special danger waiting for you in the next area. Prepare yourself.
Alright, makes you move at double speed. Until you next leave the room, every combat allows you to strike twice for each of your opponent's strikes, and you take half damage from environmental hazards. Right, so... was that always the case? Hold on. I mean, I'm sure that would be backwards compatibility issue if they changed it, but now I'm wondering about hot tiles. I guess it makes sense that a speed potion would make you take half damage from a hot tile. The most interesting use of that is that you can now stab a bomb and it only does 50% of your health instead of 100, which is a % damage source, but we'll forgive it. But I think this means I can walk through fire traps for 500. Easy to test that once we get to the next level. From your sped up perspective, everything around you will appear to slow down. Okay. Activated accessory, you need to activate it to use it, etc. Yep. Well, we have barely gotten
What's
through.
going on here? Are you from the Empire?
Right, so... we are coming through with a lot of Greckles at the very least.
Is this the way to the heart of the Empire?
All roads lead to the rooted hub.
I can't tell if that's helpful or not.
Bump into me if you'd like to hear my assessment. Let's see here. It looks like you have every skeleton key so far. Someone confident enough to take on such a challenge doesn't need my advice, so I have nothing more to say.
Alright, as expected. Which is it the Forge next? I think so. They finally get a weapon, but no, we gave in and got the dagger. Really don't like the fact that we're going to the next level with no keys. I guess actually I'm gonna quickly take a peek and just make sure that no keys are required to start this level. Okay, well, we'll look at the next room. Okay. So... yeah, it looks like we can get in without having to spend... we need a yellow key for that. There are yellow keys available there, so if we have enough health... we're probably paying to skip the Grey Man. It looks like we can conceivably start here. They do give us a health top-up as well. Alright. Level 3 challenge. Start from here next time. I will see you then.